Hello everyone, I am Akash and I welcome you all to this channel. So friends, in this video we'll be solving another React machine coding question. Let's have a look. So we need to create this particular chessboard and we need to mimic the and we need to show the cells that could be attacked by bishop. And bishop in Indian chessboard is known as camel. So we all know that camel moves diagonally. Okay. So let's say this particular cell on which we are hovering, it should be in light blue color, and the cells, the diagonal cells that could be attacked should be in dark blue color as shown. So okay, let's see how we can do the same. So I hope the question is clear to you all. Now let's start coding. So friends, but before starting coding, I want to tell you one thing, that we have to create a chessboard. So how we can do that is, what I will be doing is I will be simply creating first an array of, like, you can say 8 by 8. It will be a two-dimensional array, or we can say matrix. So it will be something like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, something like this, and similarly 3 3 6 7 8, something like this. So it will be like 8 by 8 array, and basically two-dimensional array, something that we all know. This is the two-dimensional array, right? And using this two-dimensional array, this particular matrix, we are going to render our chessboard, something like this. So this will be our 0 0, like row, like row and column. This will be like 0 1, like zeroth row, and like 1th column, basically. And this will be like 1 0, okay, like 1th row and 0th column, and this will be 1 1, okay, something like this. So let's first try to create the UI, and uh, we will get back to this as we move forward. So let's create a React boilerplate. Okay, so what we can do is we can simply go here and let's quickly remove the code that we don't need. So we don't need this, and we don't need this as well. Okay, simply add a div for now. Okay, something like this, and we don't need this. So yeah, okay, cool. And what else we can do is, you can create a simple component folder as well if you want, but for now I will be simply coding over here only. We can simply name it as chessboard, and over here also we can like export default chessboard. Cool. Now what else we can do is, let's start coding. Okay, so let's say if you want to make it as a component, so what we can do is we can simply add a board size, okay, that we can take it in props, but for now we can give it a default of 8. And now what we can do is we can take the initial board size. Basically we are creating a board over here, that is the matrix that I just showed you. So how we can do is, we can simply take this array and we can pass the size, something like this, and then we can do is fill it null, and then run a loop. Basically we are creating array inside array. So over here again we need array and board size, okay, dot fill anything you want, like empty string or 0. Cool. So this is something we have done, and inside our main.jsx what we can do is simply say, okay, no suggestions. So let's say chessboard, and let's set chessboard over here, and we are getting the r high that we have written over here. And what else we can do, let me show you this console. Oh, let's console.log and initial board. Okay, so let's open it over here. uplogged. Okay, so yeah, as we can see, we have got our matrix, that is 8 by 8 matrix. Now what we can do is, now what we can do is, we can create the JSX. So for that, what I will do is I will simply first let's give this class name the container, not container, chessboard. Okay, something like this, or yeah. So just give it simple chessboard. Let's remove the high from here. Let's open the preview as well. Okay, cool. Now, now what we can do, we simply need to run a loop. So basically, it's a loop inside loop. So initial board dot map, and inside that we will be getting row and row index. So now what we can do is we are going to run another loop inside the row. Okay, because we are getting array inside array. So something like this, and inside this we need the column index. Okay, and then what we can do is let's go inside this. Now now you have seen over here that we need to show this layout as like one cell should be white, another cell should be black, then white, then black. Okay, so let's also write the logic for that. So const is dark, I am going to create one variable, and this variable will be something like row index. It's a very simple formula, row index plus column index, and its modulus 2 equals 1. Okay, so if its modulus is equals 1, then it's basically dark. Okay, and we are going to return, another div. Okay, basically the square that we need. So yeah, let's add the key property first for the uniqueness, equals to, and let's use this tilde black backtick, and now inside this we can have row index, and we can have hyphen, and hyphen or underscore, anything we can use, just need to make it unique. Okay, cool. Now let's try to add the class name equals, we can say, okay, so one class name will be square and another will be on the basis of the basically like whether the cells will be dark or light. So for that we can say, um, if it's dark, then dark, else light. Cool, something like this. So okay, so right now as we can see there is nothing. So I think we need to add the CSS. Okay, so for CSS let's go into app.css. I don't need any of this. Remove this. Cool. Now what we can do is, so friends, if you are not interested in CSS, you can skip this section or you can like simply fast forward it. Okay, so what we can do is we can simply do display grid, and then grid template columns as repeat. We need the 8 column layout and 8 row, basically 8 by 8 row and column layout. So 8 comma 50 pixel will be the gap, and basically size, and similarly we can do the same for rows. Okay, something like this, and then we can give the border, border of 2 pixels solid black, and we can give the width. We can also mention the width of like 400 pixel and height of 400 pixel. Basically it's the height and width of our chessboard. Okay, now similarly what we can do is we can go to the square, and to square also we can give like width of 50 pixel and a height of 50 pixel, like 15 to 840. So as per that, and we can give like box sizing, border box, and we can give cursor pointer, something like this. Not a very, you know, difficult CSS we are going to write. Light will be like, um, background color of FFF white, and similarly for dark we can have 000, right? And over here we can give it dark. Cool. So this is also done, friends. Now what we can do is simply import this. Import dot slash app dot css. I think it should work. Cool. So it's working. Let's see. Yeah, it's working, right? So what we can do is we can simply simply add this thing over here, okay, to make it in the center. Cool. We have done nothing, just simply like height and width and display flex. So yeah, so this is the basic CSS, and this is the first milestone that we have achieved. Okay, now let's go step by step. What could be the next milestone? Next milestone could be the functionality, that is hovering functionality. And for that, what I'm going to use these JS over here, like on mouse enter. Okay, on mouse enter, we are going to call a function that will be on mouse enter. Handle mouse enter, something like this. And this will be taking row index comma call index. And one thing I will be doing is on mouse leave. So this will be calling handle mouse leave. Cool, something like this. And what else we can do is we can simply create a function on the top, something like handle mouse enter, something like this. And okay, one more thing, I need to take the state also. So state will be uh, it will store the cells row and column. So we can say hovered square or cell set hovered square, something like this. And we will make use of use state, and it will be initially null. Let's say null it is. Cool. Now what we can do is uh let's copy this and paste. So over here we can have row and column, and we can simply set over square, and we can simply set one kind of a array over here, row column. And inside this we can do is set this as null or empty array, anything. Okay, what is this? Leave, something like this. Cool. So next checkpoint is also done. Okay, now the main thing that is left is to change the color when we are going to hover on this. So friends, let me tell you one thing for that. Okay, so for that, the one thing is that let's suppose, okay, this is how it looks. So basically this is like uh, let's let's go into this over here, and let's say this is it. This is the chessboard, and this is one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this. So let's say this is the bishop standing over here, and the cells that it can attack is this diagonal. So this is 0 0, this is 0 1, this is 0 2, this is 1 0, 1 1, 1 2. So as you can see that when it is going to diagonal, it is actually moving in its row and its column by the constant, constant value, that is 1 and 1. Similarly over here, as we can see, if the difference we can calculate is like 0 and 1 1, and 1 and 2 1. So basically it is moving by 1, that is a constant value. And in both, basically in row and column, it is moving by, in row and in column, in both it is moving by 1 and 1, right? So this is the logic. Basically, we need to calculate the difference, and difference should be equal of the uh, basically row and column. So for that, what we can do is, for that, I hope the logic is clear. For that, what we can do is, let's get over here and let's do style. Oh, sorry, style. Style equals something like this, and background color. Okay, and inside this background color, what we can do is we can call another function that is get square color, and then we can pass it the row index and call index. Cool. Right now we don't have this, but let's create it. So over here, let's do const get equals this. Now let's say it will take row and column, and inside this what we can do is, if we can simply check if hovered square is null, then simply return empty string. Okay, and what else we can do is we can simply destructure this. uh let's say, let's say it's hovered row, or let's say whatever you can say. Okay, and comma the column that we are hovering from, hovered square. Cool. Something like this. We are basically destructuring the values that we have stored over here inside this particular state. Now now what we have to check is, like, if row is equals to hover row, and at the same time column is equals to hovered column, return light blue. Cool. So this is the one logic, which means that uh, okay, so let's try to refresh it, which means that okay, we are clicking on this right now. So this particular cell, row and column is set, right? And for this particular cell, this particular function is getting called. So it's simply checking that the hovered, the cell on which we are hovering, and and the cell that we are getting over here, if it is same, then simply give light blue. Else, what else we can check is, if hover, basically like the cell on which we are hovering minus row that we are getting over here, and it's math dot absolute, right, like this. If it is equals to, again, math dot absolute, and similar thing we are going to do over here, over call minus call, return dark blue, something like this. And at the end, return if nothing pass, so return this. Let's see. Yeah, cool, it's working. So, like, we are clicking on this, but let's say, and let's say this particular function is getting called by these particular rows, like, right, as it is running inside the loop. So for this, it's simply calculating the absolute, difference between row and column, and if it is like the constant value, then we are simply showing dark blue. So this was the only thing, only logic that was important. Basically we can learn two things from this. Uh, number one was like how to render this particular chessboard. Cool. That is a number one plus point that we can understand. Apart from that, we can also create the same UI using display flex, but display grid comes in handy. It's a little bit more easier for this type of layout. And apart from that, the diagonal logic. Cool. So it's working as expected. And friends, if you have learned something new, then do show me your support by simply subscribing to the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and please share the video with your developer friends. One small announcement, friends: if you want to connect with me one to one for any doubt or for mock interview. So you can connect with me over this particular link. So that's it, and thank you for watching.